Yeah. Hello and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Um, the topic that you're seeing here is just to give us an idea of what is going on. Let's go by that topic again. I'm going to show you the topic because I want you to just sort of have a think about that topic. Sorry. Let's just get the topic up. 1 minute. I'll keep the topic on the screen. I might join others on the broadcast. So, the topic we're going to talk about this morning is colonial mentality alive and kicking in 2023. So, that is very important discussion that we're having. So, I'm going to wait a few minutes for others to join us. So you can share it on Twitter. You can join us via Twitter. You can join us on from Facebook, Instagram. So just give me a few minutes whilst I'm connecting all of this up, so that it all lines up. Because it's important, Let's have a look. Let's see what it says on Facebook. I'm just gonna try a few things, I'm just gonna try and see if that makes it okay. So let me try again on Facebook. I'm just trying to hopefully I've got my jacket on and my blanket on to keep warmth and all of that. So share page manage. Okay, not that one, this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and get as many people as possible in. So just bear with us as we build that up. It will take some time, but I'm trying to really reach as many people as possible. I will come and do a broadcast later on in Yoruba, but this is very important that we do at this point. So if you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, please share the broadcast. So give us a few minutes. So the main topic is colonial mentality alive in 2023 in Africa. Citizen AY. Colonial mentality. And of course you will see, let me make that map smaller so you can see, make this, and then I'll go into detail. I just wanted you to see the map so you will have a clearer picture of what is being shown to you, so you to have at least be able to see the picture of what is being shown. So let us now I'm gonna go live on TikTok again to try and get this going. So welcome back to TikTok, welcome back to you all. Had a minute, there was a problem with the line or something. There was some sort of network issue that wouldn't let us go. It just suddenly stopped. So I'm hoping that that's going to be resolved. So we're back again. We're still on the issue and the topic: colonial mentality alive in 2023 in Africa. Now, those of you on YouTube, I started the program earlier on, but I then had to put a stop to it. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. You really will be doing us a great favor by doing so. So we're trying to build the platform up, and your support counts in every way. We've got about 2,350 subscribers on YouTube. We're grateful. Good morning to those of you who are on TikTok. Thank you very much. The topic for this morning is going to be colonial mentality alive and kicking in 2023. So if you're watching this broadcast for the first time and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. I will be adding more people, and if people want to join and have take part in discussions and put ideas and suggestions forward, great. What I will quickly like to say is that since we're in 2023, many may not know it. There is an election about to take place in Contraption, Nigeria, the place called Nigeria. And many of you, just a quick synopsis, Hello, good morning. Thank you for the like and thank you for the love on there. So many people may not be aware. Continue to press the love button, please. Give us a love button. The more you press the love button, the more it reaches more people. So please help us. I appreciate you pressing the love button on there. Really, really grateful for that support. And that's all we need. We need you to just help us in that sense. That is very, very important. It helps us to get the algorithms to reach more people. So the topic, like we said, is colonial mentality alive in 2023 in Africa. Now, to further explain what I mean, many of us have this belief about that nothing in Africa is good enough. Everything in Africa, our food, our clothes, our culture, our spirituality, our everything that we have in Africa, we always see it as less worthy than anything that's imported. And this is by design. I want us to understand that this is by design. And it is important that we begin to really look at that and take it on board and own it and understand that this is by design. It is simply by design. And we have to really be conscious of what has been done to get us to be in that mode. And we have to address it. Very important that we address those things and begin to take steps to actually stop it from, to actually stop it from, taking root and destroying what we're trying to achieve as Africans. So that is why we are this morning talking about colonial mentality, and it's alive in 2023 in Africa. So let me now, since I've put it up there for people to look at, we're now going to go and look at the meaning of the word colonial mentality. What does colonial mentality mean? Then once we look at the word colonial mentality, we now begin to understand the impact it has had on our collective thinking. It's really important that we do this work. We have to build from the ground up. Good morning to you. I hope I can see. I may not be able to see everybody on there. So if I don't call your name, it's not because I am not, but I don't get to see the stuff too often. So I'm trying to see. Russell FH99, good morning to you. Please give us a like. The more likes you do, the more it is going to give us more. The more it will give us. It will reach more people. So please continue to tap and give us more. Give us likes. A lot of likes reach more people. Again, those of you on YouTube, if you're watching, please hit the like button and share this broadcast. Hit the like button and share. And also share it on Facebook, share it on all platforms, because we want as many people to come to get this information. It's really, 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 really of immense importance that we share this broadcast. So now, like I was saying, we talked about the colonial mentality. The colonial mentality is something that is alive and kicking in 2023 across the whole of Africa. And there is a reason. It is by design. Many of it is by design. And we have to now understand, once we understand what is triggering us, what is making us do things without us actually, how we are doing our actions, our psychological responses, our automatic psychological responses. It's because it's been programmed to be that way. So once we understand that, we can begin to address the fundamental issues that has brought us to that point, and how I propose that we have one or two ideas as to how we can break down those things that are ultimately barriers. To us, they look like a normal way of doing things, but they're actually barriers designed to ensure that we never free ourselves from the invisible mental enslavement that we're in. I say that not to sort of try and make us feel, oh, we're slaves or no. But I'm saying that oftentimes when you're doing things that you're not questioning it, one of the things that I will give as an example is when you see kids in Europe and they're going around and on the floor or going out in the on the street. They jump in puddles. They explore their surroundings. They're playing with the soil. They do all of that. But if you go to an African nation, the parents have been conditioned to believe that dirt is bad for you. Don't touch it. Oh, don't get dirty. Don't mess your shoes up. Don't touch the soil. No. It's good to be clean. But what you are actually doing, you are psychologically restricting the ability of that kid to explore the surroundings and to be able to identify. Try again. Oh, say we go again. You are stopping the kid from exploring his surroundings and explore and identify the good things within that soil that may be of use to, that will be, not maybe, that will be of use to him and his generations to come. So you can see straight away, there is that colonial mentality has separated us from our land, collective, and this I'm talking collectively, and we have suffered. This has gone on for generations. This has gone on for generations. Now, from those people that look like you and me, who are Africans, quite many of us have now believed in that idea that, oh, Africans are not, everything African is inferior. Our food, our clothes, our everything, it's not substandard to anything that's imported. And that means from that pool of people that has that belief, the people that have constructed what we call nations in Africa are no more than resource extraction points. They are no more than resource extraction points. So now, when we have gone through, imagine we've gone through this for generations. We have gone through this for generations. And that means that from one generation to the next, we've all perceived Africa, be it culturally, be it economically, be it in government, governance, whatever, that we are inferior to what the colonials brought. But we often forget that the colonials actually came and destroyed the development of Africa. I want you to think about that. The colonials came and destroyed and interrupted the natural development of Africa. That's what they did. They came in and destroyed the normal. Sorry, let me go back again. They go and destroy the normal track of progress of development of Africa through colonization. And it's important when we begin to look at that. What impact has that had on Africans for over 400 to 500 years now? That impact is what we are all still suffering now. I say this not to ask for you to feel sorry for Africa, but it's a matter of fact. And that fact, we as Africans have to actually understand. And oftentimes, like I said, I showed you a map yesterday of of how the Oyo Empire was run by the Oduduwa, the man who created Oyo Empire. Oduduwa, we call him Oduduwa in Yoruba land. It's like the overall king, and he actually had, there was a role below him, a prime minister, comparable to, and in fact, more advanced in many respects to what this kind of structure that the Western powers have now. He had it in such a way that he did not destroy kingdoms. He actually got them to live alongside and to actually grow and to actually help people to prosper. And some of the people that were from the kingdoms that he took over became part and parcel of the government. And they had the police, they had the army, they had everything all designed. The point I'm trying to make here is this: many Africans believe that we had no form of governance. Many Africans, through the colonization, we have been sort of retarded by denying the connection with our ancestors and the kings and the kingdoms that we had. The first place to have Africa had the largest artworks, the Benin Wall, before it was destroyed. was the largest artworks in the entire world, longer than the wall of China. It was longer than the wall of China. So I am saying this so that we begin to understand what colonial mentality has actually done to us. And ultimately, the only people that can fix that is us. So continue to please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Give us a lot of likes. Help us reach more people. The more you hit the like button, the more we can reach more people. It is very, very important. We need to build that up. We need to give this discussion air and room to breathe and be able to reach more people. And if you do want to join in, do leave a comment, and I'll add you as we go along. But let us carry on and read colonial mentality. We're going to read that now. So we're going to read the colonial mentality and how it affects us and how it is now still prevalent even in 2023. So what is colonial mentality? Colonial mentality is the internalized attitude. Keep in mind what we're saying now. It is the internalized attitude. So listen. So please welcome on board those of you who are on YouTube. Please subscribe. Help us reach more people. Hit the like button as you're watching. We'd like to please, as you're watching, hit the like button. That's your it is as your wipe. Think of it as you're coming into the door. When you come into a house, the first thing you do is when you step into the house, you wipe your feet at the door. So giving us a like on there as you keep coming into the broadcast, hit the like button is like wiping your feet, and that helps us to reach more people. So please do help us share the broadcast. Good morning Oluchegun. Good morning to you. Yes, welcome on board. It's been a while. Yes, it's been a while. So I'm trying to build this. I have shared it on Facebook. I want people to join us on Facebook if they can, but I don't want to be going on Facebook because Facebook is really playing a lot of games, and I'd rather make sure we build our platform on TikTok and on YouTube and other platforms. But Facebook will be there. We'll use it now and then as and when we want to, because the message that we want to send out is the message that is far more important to reach more people, to be able to get our message out there. So going back onto the main topic of the day, colonial mentality in existence even in 2024. That's what we're talking about in 2023. So a colonial mentality is the internalized attitude of ethnic or cultural inferiority felt by people as a result of colonization. So now you see, now that is not, so it's not you feeling sorry for yourself. Can you see? There's two different sides of it. When you talk about it and you feel down, people think, oh, but when you think about the actual process of you have been programmed to feel inferior, you have literally, through the process of colonization. Remember, the process of colonization was what? They took away your culture. They took away your food. They took away your language. They took away your clothes. They took away everything. They took away your kings. They took away your hierarchical system of governance. They destroyed all of that. And they now give you a new thing. So they said, no, you can't do that anymore. The pastors went in and said, no, the king is no longer your Lord. The Lord, your Lord, is the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, that kind of thing. It's now Islam is now the way forward. So they disrupted. All of this disrupted the growth of Africa. I think it's really important we begin to understand that. So, and that is what the colonial mentality is about. Because what they did is, once they took all of that away, and by the way, many of the things that they took away, you will find in museums all over Europe, all over North America, all over Canada, Brazil, all these places. You will find Western world, Australia. You will find all of the African artifacts. They took it away as far as possible away from we, the descendants of those kingdoms. So we will forget who we are. And the process of what we're trying to do in identifying how colonial mentality is affecting us is to wake us up. So, for example, what is happening right now in Africa, in Nigeria now, for example? There is an election that's about to take place. Many people, myself included, in the Yoruba, we the Yoruba people, we are clamoring for self-determination and going for Yoruba nation. But many who believe in one Nigeria, they believe in one Nigeria under the premise of what the information that the colonials have put in them. Because many of the people who you will find as leaders in many African countries today, they have the colonial mentality, and they have been handpicked by the system that has continued to keep Africa divided into the francophone and anglophone speaking countries. And they handpick the leaders to continue to ensure that that structure that is dividing and preventing Africa from developing stays in place. So we have a lot of work to do to understand and break down what they have done. So let's go back and read more from what I just talked about now, the colonial mentality. Now, don't forget, we internalize the attitude of inferiority. And this is from birth. This is something that, because the parents will teach the young, because the ability for us to think, and that is why they used religion. Religion, they keep telling you, you have to obey the religion, not to question it. Do it. You know, and oftentimes the linguistic thing, they did something routine. They imposed the routine on us that was passed down from one generation to the next. Remember, this has affected multi generations, transgenerational effect. So let's go and read this now. So it says here, one more time: a colonial mentality is the internalized attitude of the ethnic or cultural inferiority felt by people as a result of colonization, i.e. them being colonized by another group. It corresponds with the belief that cultural values of the colonizer are inherently superior to one's own. The term has been used by post-colonial scholars to discuss the transgenerational effects of colonialism present in former colonies following decolonization. Now, I want to put it to you that even the word decolonization is another ruse, because when you go and look at Africa today, take for example Africa. Africa is basically divided into two parts: the francophone, about 13 to 14 African countries speaking French and often having French currencies, and the anglophone, the English, many of them, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, you know, all of these countries, you know, having deep ties, Malawi, you know, all of these things, Ethiopia, you know, all these countries are, the forms of governance is based on the colonial governance that was imposed when they took away what we had, what our ancestors had. So consequently, they pick the leaders from that, from who are often colonized leaders. They're mentally colonized, and they get them to continue the process that is actually keeping Africa divided. So colonial mentality has a devastating effect on our community, even as we speak. Even as we speak in 2023 in Nigeria, we're about to have elections. The leaders who are going to, all of the leaders who are telling us to vote, they have all been to the UK. Peter Obi has been to the UK to get a seal of approval. Tinubu has been to the UK to get a seal of approval. Atiku has been to UK to get the seal of approval from the former colonial masters. So now you can now begin to see that we are in no way, shape, or form independent. We are in no way. Please continue to give us a hit the like button. We are no way, shape, or form independent. I say all I'm saying now to give us information. We need to pass this information to the coming generation so that they understand. So please continue to share and like this podcast. Olusegun, my brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your comments. I just want to try and I'm going to pin it. Let me just go. Yeah, I'm going to pin that on there. So I'm going to pin it on there. So thank you for your comments. Please do share this broadcast. We are trying to reach as many people as possible with this broadcast. Hopefully we will be able to do something with it. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. As I'm going along, I forgot to do so. I always do that. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it again. So So now, let us continue, and we will continue as we mean to go along. The topic today is, of course, just to remind us, those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about colonial mentality and its effects even in in 2023 as we speak. So now, we now talked about the term post-colonial, the term used by post-colonial scholars to discuss the transgenerational effects of colonizing present in former colonies following decolonization. Is colonial mentality. It is commonly used as an operational concept for framing ideological domination in historical colonial experiences. In psychology, colonial mentality has been used to explain instances of collective depression. So you can see that colonial mentality has actually caused collective depression, but they don't want to admit that. That's what happened. We have been collectively oppressed, leaves us into collective depression that oftentimes we cannot work out, and we are blaming ourselves. We're going around in vicious cycle. And the only way is to understand where it began, to understand where we can go back and connect with our ancestral belief system, our governance, and the things our ancestors did to build those great kingdoms that they came to destroy. That's what we need to do. We need to reconnect to our ancestral belief system. So that's what I'm hopefully trying to encourage in this discussion. Good morning on board, Russell 69. So now let me now go to the next point. It says here, the term has been used. Okay, it is commonly used as a operational concept of framing ideological domination in historical experiences. In psychology, colonial mentality has been used to explain instances of collective depression, anxiety, and other widespread mental health issues in populations that have experienced colonization. Now, to give you an idea of what I mean, in all of these nations that have been colonized and their things destroyed, the way of life destroyed, the artifacts stolen and taken away and used to profit the colonizers 100% of the time. The people, you will see that there are no mental. If the colonials really meant well, as they're saying, one of the things that they would have addressed is that the colonial mentality is so unseen. They could have said, okay, look, you will be suffering from this. You will have colonial mentality because you will start viewing everything about yourself as lesser than ours. So we need you. We encourage you to set up psychology across all of the colonial, in all the colonial former colonies themselves, and run it to begin to wake people up. And they would say, okay, if you want to, you can then devise means. At least you don't have to go into detail. You can go into and they can say, look, there are steps you need to take to put an end to the colonial mentality. But no, they don't do that. They don't do that at all. If you go and look at all of the colonies now, very hardly there's been no attempt to deal with the psychological damage that colonization has done to us. In fact, it's been part of what they've prevented from being from being focused on and dealt with by giving us different things. Instead, what we don't need, by what I just read to you now, you will see that we do not need religion. What we need is psychological retraining, relearning, to be able to take our control back, take back control in our own land. That's what we need. But they are often talking to you about religion, about governance, about all of these things. Oh, this is how you do governance. But many of us have forgotten that our ancestors built great kingdoms. So let me just go here and show you what I mean. So I'm gonna. You won't be able to see it on TikTok, but those of you who are on Instagram, you will see it. So let's go here. Let me put it there. How can I put it up now? So let's have a look at it. So, in there's a long list of African kingdoms I can see. Songhai Empire, Kanem Empire, Ghana Empire, Wolof, Ashanti, Benin, Yoruba, Zimbabwe Empire, Lunda State, Luba State, Bachweze Empire, Congo Kingdom, Christian Ethiopia, Askum, Egypt, or Kemet. These are things that we all too often have been trained to not be aware of. So, and that is why it is really important that for Africa to develop and free itself and actually take back control, the psychology of our people is a critical factor that we have got to address ourselves. And the only way we can address it is by connecting to what our ancestors did. I've just read you a list of kingdoms built that lasted for thousands of years. Let's go and look at one of the kingdoms. Let me look at the kingdom of, let me see, Ada. Let me see how long that was for. So it says here, 12th, 13th century to 1724, Adra. I'm just giving you Benin Kingdom. So let's have a look. So now you see they've bastardized our culture, and that's another thing. So many people now, you will hear the name Kingdom of Benin, Republic of Benin, not realizing that actually there was a kingdom in the place called Benin now. It's called Dahomey. That's what we Africans called it. So by taking on, every time we take on European names on African soil, and I'm talking about the African soil now, one time we take on European names, European ways of doing things, we are experiencing and practicing upon ourselves colonial mentality, which actually means that we are internalizing the inferiority that colonization has imposed upon us. It is important we understand that, because many people will say now for that reason, many are saying for us to believe in one Nigeria. One Nigeria is a combination of 3 different kingdoms, at least minimum. Let me show you what I mean, if I can. Oh, I can't show you, those of you who are on TikTok, but I'll talk to you about it. The kingdom of Nigeria is made up of Oyo Empire, Songhai Empire, Benin Kingdom, parts of it Dahomey as well. In Togo, it's made up of different it's made up of very different kingdoms, and the colonials, to divide those kingdoms and prevent them from remaining strong,